Hey everyone, exciting news. We've officially launched the Paranoid Perspective Patreon. If you love what we do, unpacking conspiracies, chasing mysteries, and laughing through the weirdness, now you can support the show and get more of it.
So, for as little as $5 a month, you will get exclusive access and extra perks to the episode. Sarah, what do we get with tier one?
So, tier one is the Curious Minds, and you get a shout out at the end of every episode.
Next tier, this is what you guys really probably want, ad free episodes. We don't need those pesky ads that you guys are getting on Spotify, Apple, whatever else. You will get all episodes ad free, along with what else, Sarah?
You'll also get it ahead of time. So before the episode releases for that week, it'll be available for you to watch or listen.
So, if you guys are interested, check in the show notes down below, or you can head to patreon.com/, the Paranoid Perspective Podcast. Welcome back to the Paranoid Perspective. I am Jake.
I'm Sarah.
Sarah, it'd be really nice to tell the future, you know?
Yeah, it would be nice.
There's a lot of
Lottery
people.
numbers.
Yeah, dude. Well, I don't know if I'd be doing lottery numbers because that might be like, if you do it too much, you might get in some trouble, you know?
Sure.
But
I'll just play the little lotteries.
yeah. Make a couple $1,000 here and there. Nobody's going to pay attention to that.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
right.
But it would be nice. And you have plenty of people claiming that they can tell the future and they can read your palm and they can do all this woo woo crazy shit. Most of the time, it's a lot of shenanigans. And I think that's
Yeah,
putting it pretty nicely.
they just
So,
can read people well, I guess,
right,
because
right.
they ask leading questions.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
the woman we're talking about today, she's not really that type, from my understanding. It's more of
No.
like, this is what's going to happen in the future of the world. So,
Yeah, right. Big scale.
yeah, well, I
She's
mean,
not.
if you're gonna go, you gotta go hard. Like, you got a whole asset. You really do. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, let's get into what we're talking about today. So, Sarah, what are we doing?
Yeah, so we're going to talk about Ryo Tatsuki, which it could also be Ryu Tatsuki, I saw, but either way, it's a pseudonym. So I'm going to say probably Tatsuki mostly anyway.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
she's a Japanese woman that I guess dreams a lot and kept a dream journal
Kind
in
of like
like the
you.
80s. Yeah. But then her dreams came true, I guess,
Mm.
apparently. And the biggest thing is she became a manga artist and she drew out the manga into like a book and sold the book. And then, it wasn't very successful till one thing that she said in there did become true. And
Uh,
now everyone's talking about her. So she's called Japan's Baba Vanga, which I guess is the Bulgarian mystic and healer.
yeah, I've
So
never
she's
heard
like
of.
Japan's version.
Okay, well, I'm sure every culture has had a handful of these, iconic people that can, read the future or see the future or claim to do outstanding things. I mean, thinking about way back in the day, I mean, that's what they're still talking about, Da Vinci and stuff like that. So,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Nostradamus.
Yep.
Yeah. What's weird though, well, so she kept dream journals as she was younger, and then she said she had no intention of ever making those public because she was
Mm.
a child or whatever, like making that, like she was just recording them for herself.
Yeah.
And then, um, yeah, she started as a manga artist in the 90s. So I guess she said she first did like stories from a cousin or someone who was a nurse. So like
Okay.
her stories of what was happening there. But apparently she ran out of stories. So then she looked at her dream journals.
It's easy to do.
Yeah. I mean, as a nurse, I feel like you'd see a lot, but I guess she got tired of that or something.
Yeah.
Um, so July 1999 was the first publication of like her book, like the manga. But she did publish, I guess, two of them separately as kind of like one shot, like short stories, like before that came out.
Oh, it's kind of like a little precursor to what she was doing.
Yeah. So I mean, it's kind of like an anthology, I guess, she made
Sure.
as the 1999 one. So, Message from a Dream was her first one that was published in 1995. And then The Future I Saw, which is the big one people talk about, that was first published in 1996.
Oh,
And it
so
was like
pretty
26 pages.
like back to back to back releases pretty much.
Yeah. And like the 1999 one, I don't know if there were more like short stories than those two, but like I found online a PDF of the first two so I could actually read what was
Mm.
in it
Okay.
and see. But there could be other predictions that she said in there that I just couldn't find. Um, but yeah, I guess also for the 1995 and 96 publication, there I found it like in one spot, but no one else had verified
Mm.
that they actually came before. But I guess she did have serialization in magazines, like manga magazines. One was called Real Horrible Stories, and the other one was called Horror Experience.
Catchy titles, to say the least.
Yeah. And those were from 1994 to 1998, where she did like publish things in there. So there were some things that definitely came out before 1999. Because a
Right.
lot of the predictions she has in 1999, which we'll get into, like they had already come true by then.
Oh,
So
really?
it's like, okay, you're just including things that are already happened. Like,
Right.
yeah. And then later I guess because she blew up a little bit after the one prediction came true, then she made a complete edition, she called it. So it had extra stuff, I guess, and that was sold in October 2021. So I guess that had a little bit more information. I couldn't find that to find like all of the stuff, but apparently she also published like her actual dream journal, so that would have more of it as like
Mm-hmm.
verification, I guess. But Message from a Dream really just depicted her predicting Freddie Mercury dying, and
Oh,
that's it.
well. I mean,
And
the writing on the wall was there for that. I mean,
yeah. Well, she said she had the dream on November 24th, 1976, and that
oh,
was written in
well.
her dream journal. That's what she said. And she also referenced another dream on November 28th, 1986 about him too. So that she had like two dreams with him, but it really didn't go into details in this like Message from a Dream manga.
Can't imagine why.
Just said he's gonna die.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and it was just she said she saw her and her friend like saw on the news on TV that he had died. And her friend cried because her friend was a big like Queen fan. And that's what it was. So that's the first publication she had.
Well, she's one
So
for
I
one.
don't I guess yeah. And then there were other ones that showed like more personal things. Like she said two of the things, like one of them was she saw a dark like tunnel like place that's surrounded by water, and then she just kept seeing a woman's back, and like she couldn't see the woman's face, and that was her dream. And she said like later that year after she had it, she went to a park nearby her house that she had never been to before, and she saw this like wartime shelter that looked exactly like the dream, like this tunnel thing. And then she said a few days after that, she saw on the news that a woman's body had been found like there in the water. And she thinks that's what the dream was. But it's like, okay, sure, I guess. But also I couldn't find this case. I mean, it was like in the 90s, but I couldn't find it online about a woman being found in this park
Well, I mean,
at all. So,
I wouldn't. I mean, I wouldn't rule it out of the realm of possibility, but I don't know.
yeah.
That's like, oh, that's one of the things I don't like about it. We have like these very general, vague things, and then when we find something very
Right.
specific, we're like, oh, yep, told you. Like that's the vibe
Yeah,
that
that
I
was
get.
it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
right.
Yeah. And it's like so personal that's like, okay, sure. But she included that in like the part of the Message from a Dream.
Mm.
Um, and she also, another very personal one, she said she had a dream where she saw like a T in the road with some trees, and she said it had loquats in it. I don't know what loquats are, but some fruit. And she said someone was shouting at her, and she had this dream a couple times. And then she said, like, literally a year later on that day, like the same day, she does this a lot in her dreams where it's the same day that it
Mm,
happens later.
yeah.
But she said a year later, she had to go to her uncle's funeral in the countryside. And while she was driving out there, she ended up at the same like tea spot. Like she took a picture, so it looked the same as what she said she had drawn in her whatever dream journal. But the only difference was it was a vineyard in real life. And I guess she looked up the dream meanings of loquats, and that means something bad is coming. And then she said someone was shouting at her, which means a warning. So she thinks the dream was trying to warn her that her uncle was gonna die.
I
But it's
mean,
like, okay, you can't verify that.
yeah, I, well, don't get me wrong. Like, I think there is some truth to, we can kind of see beyond like the ether in dreams, and I just don't think we have the capacity to fully like understand that. And if she had it like, if she's starting to see a pattern of like, holy shit, this happens 365 days later, like, I wouldn't just be like waiting around to try to find spots. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'd
right.
I'd be trying to figure out where it was at.
Yeah. Well, it's not always a year later.
Oh, okay.
It's just because like the Freddie Mercury thing, she said November 24th, 1976, and he died November 24th, 1991.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So it's pretty different, but it was the same day. So,
yeah.
but
Okay.
yeah, I don't know. Um, so then in the future, I saw manga. This, like, again, added more details for that woman that was found in the park. Like, it just retold that story, but added more details.
Sure. Okay.
So
Yeah.
it's like, okay.
It's
And
always
then
easy to add after the fact.
right, yeah, because she added details of like the woman's clothing and it looked exactly the same
Yeah,
as
yeah.
the
Uh-huh.
whatever. And then she also added more details to Freddie's death. So it's just the same story, but added more details where she said that he was going to die of an epidemic of some sort, which was not in the first one. And he did die from like the AIDS epidemic, but it's
Hmm.
like you added that later.
After
It
the
seems
way
like,
after the fact, yeah.
yeah, because the first one didn't mention anything about that, but whatever. Um, yeah, she also expanded more on like that other dream she said she had from Freddie Mercury, where it showed on TV. She was watching TV and it showed like statues of the band Queen and it didn't have Freddie in it. So she was like, "What? Why isn't he there?" And then that just leads to, or lends, I guess, that she saw that he was gonna die or whatever.
But once
But
again,
it's like, okay,
conveniently after the fact.
right, yeah, and yeah, it also said a little bit again about her uncle's death. She's just using the same stuff again. But she also added another thing of like her friend being broken up with, and she saw that in a dream. So I was like, okay. And also something about some baby she saw in a dream from a hostage incident, and it was the same kid later in an actual incident. I don't know. It was very, very brief
General
panels
broad.
of this manga.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, because I had never heard those before. But um, and then she details a prediction for an earthquake and a tsunami. And she said she had this dream many times from June to September 1981. And she woke up, like in the dream, she woke up and it was around 5 a.m. in the dream. And then she saw a very low tide, like from an aerial view. And then she saw like a pedestrian bridge that has like three sets of stairs and it was washed over by like a massive wave. So that was one like dream detail that she had a lot. And like in her thing, because it happened, like she kept dreaming it from June to September, she wrote the numbers 9 and 6. So then she wasn't sure if it would happen in like 1996 or June or September or whatever.
Right.
But she didn't specify a year. She just was thinking, oh, 9 and 6, maybe 96, but she didn't like for sure have a feeling of the year. But a lot of people are saying that that's what should have happened this year since everyone was freaking out about July.
Right.
But it's not June, so I don't know why. But yeah, the Dream Bridge, I guess, because she lives in Yokohama. So when she had that dream, there wasn't a pedestrian bridge like that. But then, like in 1996, well, I don't know when they built it actually. They built it in 1992, I guess.
Hmm.
They made this pedestrian bridge that looked like the same as what she was depicting. But that still was after she published.
Yeah, I was about to say, was it after? Because you said 92, so I'm assuming yes.
It was built in 92, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So that was
So,
before she published. But in the manga thing, she was like, "Oh, they just built it in
yeah.
96" when she was talking to her friend in the manga. So yeah, she was not. But it does, I mean, since she has seen it though, it does look exactly the same, but I don't know. That
Okay.
could happen in the future, I guess, because
It sure.
she didn't
It
put
yeah.
either June or September in the future if
Sometime
that
in the
happens.
sometime in the future, June or September, everybody look out.
Yeah. I mean, people also said that she was referring to the Kobe earthquake that happened in 1995 at
Mm.
5:46 a.m. Like a lot of people attribute that she predicted that, but that was not in the manga at all that I saw. So I think people are just adding things to it. And that
Well,
also didn't cause a tsunami.
yeah, I was gonna say when you start to see somebody that you maybe connect with like one of those like interpersonal relationships, either through media or through books or through something like that, like we're a species that like to see patterns and make patterns on our own without actually having patterns or seeing anything. So
Yeah.
makes sense that people would just be like, "Oh, see, part of it. Told you."
Right. Yeah. But no. But yeah, the bridge is, well, people say it's the JR West exit for Isogo Station in Yokohama because it looks exactly the same. I don't know if you want to see a picture, but
Share that screen,
or we
Sarah.
okay. I love sharing the screen, even though it's not good for a podcast.
It's great for
Entire
YouTube though.
screen. Here we go. Yeah. Yeah, go check out our YouTube if you're listening. Okay, so this is what she drew with the three stairs thing, and then this was a drawing of a picture she took once they built it. That was in the manga. But then this is the actual bridge that people are saying it is, which it does
uh,
look
a little bit,
pretty
yeah.
similar, I
But
guess.
in all
Well, it looks
honesty,
similar to that.
in all honesty though, like what bridge doesn't look like that?
Well, not a lot of them have three sets of stairs.
I mean, fair, but I don't know.
Oh, okay. Well,
I,
yeah, but
I'm
she just drew it to look like it because it was built in
I know.
January of
I,
1992.
I, I know,
So,
I know. Well, but my thing, I'm trying to think from like a someone that maybe doesn't have that information, right? So if
yeah,
you wholeheartedly believe that this is what she saw, it's like, yeah, in like a metropolitan area, that would like if I pictured a bridge with walkways and stuff like that, I would probably draw
right.
something extremely similar to what we
Yeah,
just saw too, you know?
that's true.
So,
Yeah. I mean, this station is very close to the Bay Area, like literally a mile away. So, also a big tsunami hitting it is totally possible
oh,
anyway.
100%,
Like,
especially in that region of the world, for sure.
yeah, because
Right
it's
on.
happened all the time.
Yeah, it's right on the Ring of Fire and
So,
those
yeah.
underwater ocean earthquakes. It yeah.
Right. Yeah. I mean, yeah, a lot of people said that this prediction was for the July 2025, but obviously that didn't happen because now we're recording and it's August. So,
Yep.
I mean, thank goodness it did not happen, but
True.
um so then a lot of people look at the cover of the 1999 publication because okay, I guess I'll share again. Sorry.
Hell yeah.
Just for a second. Because the cover has a bunch of little like pages with like predictions on them
Oh, okay.
in Japanese, of course, but it has like these little pages that say different dream stuff that she saw. So that's the cover, but I'll stop sharing so it doesn't take over the whole video. But but yeah, like the first paper said like her dream journal record from like 1985 to 1999 is kind of the theme of the manga is it's all her dreams from
Okay.
that time
Yeah.
period. And then the next panel showed a volcano exploding, which they said is Mount Fuji. She said Mount Fuji is going to explode or erupt. Um, and the caption said, "I was watching TV in my dream and Mount Fuji was erupting." And she also said it wasn't just black clouds or falling ash, like it was a huge eruption, which could be possible,
For
but
sure.
it hasn't happened yet.
Nope.
So,
But when it does,
um,
you know who predicted it?
yeah, right. Yeah, and it said that that had been dreamed on August 20th, 1991. So watch out for August 20th in the future, I guess.
Yep.
But
For the rest of your life, watch out for August 20th.
well, yeah, because she said later that she thought this would happen in 2021. Obviously, it didn't happen. But then she said, or every 15 years
Oh
up
my
to
God.
2141.
21? We're in the next century?
Every 15 years. Yeah. Well, that's like 8 cycles if it's 15 years. So I did the math. It checks out. But yeah,
I
she
mean,
said up to
yes.
2141.
Oh man, she is covering her bases, dude. Even in death, she's gonna be like, dude, see, she's gonna be the new
Yeah, she was
fucking.
right.
She was gonna be the new Nostradamus, man.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
Japanese
So then,
Nostradamus.
right. Yeah, the next panel like talked about an anniversary. Also, it's very small text and it's all in Japanese. So I did my best, but a lot of it I couldn't read. But it said something about an anniversary and it said under it, like, what is this? And I'm like, I don't know, girl, you tell us. But
Right?
but then like I really couldn't read the rest and it's just said the date like printed at the edge of the notebook, like
Okay.
referring to August 2nd, 1992 or
Uh,
1999, sorry,
uh,
which I think maybe is when she dreamed it, but it's like it was literally didn't mean anything. That's not a prediction.
yeah.
And then the next panel said January 2nd, 1995, but like literally I could not read the rest of it. It's too tiny in Japanese, and I don't know enough Japanese to read
Yeah.
tiny text.
And to be
But
fair, it could literally just be a pattern of shapes at that point, like how we do our
yeah,
animation. And yeah, we have text on it, but there's actually, if you zoom in and see, there's no text. It's just made to look
right.
like
Literally
text.
means nothing.
Right.
But people refer to that panel as like her talking about the Kobe earthquake in 1995.
Ah,
Like people say it says January 2nd, 1995 in 15 days or 15 years. She
15.
likes that a lot.
Yeah.
But then they say it showed a crack in Kobe, which I did not see it did not look like that, but that they're saying that predicted the Kobe earthquake, which was on January 15th, 1995, so it was 15 days later. But also this was published in 1999, so like
we're
hello,
we're
like
we're we're using already known knowledge to predict stuff that we supposedly allegedly thought of years before. But yeah, okay.
right. And like I definitely saw a 5, but I did not see it didn't say 15 days or anything. It maybe said 5 days, but whatever.
Hey, well, 15 is
Anyway,
divisible by 5, so I mean, she's on the right track.
yeah. People also say that that panel describes that she said there would be a disease outbreak in April 2020 and would occur 10 years later. So basically predicting COVID. But I did not find April 2020 in that panel. And I
Yeah.
don't know where people are like that could be people added that after it already happened,
Right.
like
And
attributing it to her. I don't know.
well, and the thing is with like especially high dense populated areas, like there is always some form of new COVID coming up and it has been
Yeah.
forever. So, I mean, yes, a pandemic that is recent that we lived through for sure would be convenient to do that, but I don't think it was actually COVID. It could have just been like a one of the other, communicable diseases that spread in that sort of environment.
Right. So I'm gonna talk about the one very clear panel later after at the end, but the next panel had said something about Diana, which people said predicted Princess Diana's death.
Okay.
But again, it's like very hard to read. So I really couldn't tell besides that it said August 31st, 1992,
Hey,
which is maybe when she dreamed it.
yeah.
But she did die. She did end up dying August 31st, 1997. But still, that's after she published. So,
Right. Right.
and then
We're seeing
the
a
last
common
panel,
denominator here.
yeah, the last panel was literally impossible to tell what it said, besides that it had November 2nd, 1995, which I assume is when the dream was, and then it said July 15th with no year. So maybe that was the big thing in July that was supposed to happen that didn't happen.
That very well could have been.
But
Or we have between 15 and 100 and some years to go.
yeah, true. Right. But as clear as day, the one panel that didn't have, let me share again.
Hell yeah. Let's get it.
And I'll have to zoom in. Let me zoom in.
Let's zoom in.
This, oh, this panel that has no picture or anything, it clear as day says a big disaster in March 2011. So, and she says she wrote that. I mean, that was published 1999. So that was the future at that point. Like that hadn't happened yet. And obviously, there was a big disaster in March 2011 in Japan, because that's when the giant, like 9.1 earthquake happened that caused like over 100-foot tsunami that
Yep.
shut down the nuclear reactors and everything. So I think just this is why everyone's like saying she can tell the future,
Sure.
because she just wrote that in. She said, like, the day before she had to send this to publication to, like, get it published, she's had a dream where it was just, like, a white background and it just had that text in black. So she just wrote it in there. That's what she said. And that's why
Okay.
there's no picture or anything. Because she had left that page blank because she wasn't sure what to put there yet.
Well, that is interesting because usually when people embellish stories too much, the more they embellish, the more of a lie it is.
Right.
So that is kind of interesting that it's just the date.
Right. And it does just say big disaster, but still, that was a big disaster.
Yeah. Well, and no,
So,
because what I hate is when I hear these people that talk about like what's going to happen in the future and they give you like exact details and this is exactly what's going to happen in this place and it's like the odds of you actually being right, it's not zero, but it's pretty fucking low to embellish a
right.
story like that. But just to have, I mean, like I said, I think we've talked about it a little bit in the dreams, but I think that is it's not only introspective on what you're doing, but I think you can also kind of tap into the other side of the veil, so to speak, or the extra dimensions
Right.
that are out there. And that information could just be there, you know?
Yeah. I mean, that could have been something that actually came through and she just wrote it down and
Yeah.
it came true. But the rest of it is
Is
just her
bullshit.
telling her stories. Like, I
Yeah.
mean, yeah. Um, so that was weird, but yeah, I also saw somewhere, it wasn't in the manga that I could find, but she said she saw a dream on December 25th, 2001, where she was like looking down on the earth and she saw waves spreading around Indonesia,
Oh,
which then there was the
yeah,
2004 Boxing Day tsunami. But I don't know. I couldn't really find if that was actually her or like again someone just attributing it to her.
sure.
But yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's in the dream journal that she published, but I'm not too sure about that. But yeah, the new cover, so she made a new book in 2011 or 2021 that's
Okay.
just the future I saw still. I don't know if it's any different. Honestly, I don't think a
A
lot of
re
it is
a
different.
retelling of every time I've been right.
Yeah, I don't maybe. But the cover looks pretty much the same except the woman's not crying in the new cover. But then it had like an obi banner, which obi's like the sash on kimono. So like when they just do like a little banner thing around the book, they call that an obi banner.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. Yeah.
But that said the real disaster will happen in July 2025. And that was post 2021. So she went all in on that date. And I feel like that was just a marketing thing, or like they made her pick a date or something, but
Right.
because that did not
And
happen.
here we are recording as of today, August 5th of 2025,
Right.
and no said disaster. But Sarah, we probably have a 15-day window
Yeah, probably. So
or a
maybe
15-year
August
window
15th. Yeah.
or
Well,
or a 1500-year window.
I don't know about that far, but I don't know. It's the I guess her saying the real disaster will happen in July 2025. She said it was just the same right before publication where she had a dream that she saw a warning in like black and white like she did with the March 2011 and it said that the real disaster will happen in July 2025 and then she saw a scene after that. So it was a little different from the March 2011. Maybe
Ah,
this is
so
where she
she's
was
embellishing a little bit.
right. She said she saw the ocean. She saw from like a satellite view, and she saw the ocean bubbling up, and then there were like ripples of waves, like from the sea between Japan and the Philippines. And she saw Hong Kong, Taiwan, and the Philippines like become one landmass because of how much water moved.
Oh shit.
Yeah. And then she said she also saw like an image of dragons, which you can see that in the satellite image. And then she said like the spot, because she picked a spot on the map where she said it originated from. And later, later people say that a caldera was discovered there called the Apalaki caldera. So it must have been that was erupting. But when I looked into that, the caldera was discovered in 2019, and this
Oh,
was
okay.
published in
Well,
2021.
how
So,
convenient.
yeah, so whatever. Because a lot of people I saw said, like, she said where it was, and then they later found that a caldera, and it's like, no, that's backwards, but
Yep, other way around.
whatever. But she also had said that if this did happen, the tsunami would be 3 times as big as the one in 2011. So, like a 400-foot
Yeah,
tsunami.
right.
And that's why people attribute her bridge being washed away to this prediction, I guess. But yeah, none of that came true. And I did see something that said the Yokohama Bridge was supposed to be 2026. So I guess we'll have to see next year, but
Right.
but she went all in on the July 2025, I think, to sell more and
Oh,
to
of
put that
course.
OB banner there.
Of
Yeah, so
course.
like it's already didn't happen. So she's already like I don't what is
Discredited.
it? Yeah, that. Yeah. So it is like crazy I it's just so hard to find what she has said versus what everyone attributes to her, but the March 2011 is for sure. So she's like 1 out of
30.
5 or something. Yeah.
Got better odds
Um
going to a casino.
yeah, I guess yeah. I mean the Mount Fuji I guess we'll have to see 'cause she did say
Well,
every 15 years. Well, if it erupted on not a year that she said, then she'd be wrong.
well, I mean,
Because there's a lot more years that she could be wrong.
that's
It's every
fair.
15. Um, but yeah, I mean, there were a lot of things that happened in July, but just not where she talked about specifically.
Yeah, so
So,
I remember texting you because I was once
yeah.
again pretty ignorant about exactly what this lady had predicted. And I'm not gonna lie, dude, when I saw that tsunami off the coast of Russia, I was like, oh shit, was she right?
Yeah.
And you were like,
Right.
well, no, but kind of, but not really. And now that little text that you sent makes so much more sense that I have context for this fucking lady.
Right. Yeah. I mean, that was crazy. A lot of people did say, oh, she was right, because that happened on like when did that happen? Like the 20th or no, the
No,
30th?
yeah, it was like the end of the month, like
It was
right
like,
at the
yeah,
end.
right. So, and the tsunami should have been bigger for sure. Like that could have been really bad, but it just didn't happen. I lost connection again. Am I there?
No, it's all good. I got you. Yeah.
Okay. Did you hear what I said? The
I
tsunami could have been a lot worse for
yeah,
sure.
yeah.
It was like nothing, and it should
Yeah.
have been like everyone went on alert, so it should have been really bad, but so
Well,
maybe
so
that was it and it just didn't happen.
well, that's what I was kind of like, kind of waiting to see because I knew that, because it hit Russia first, didn't it?
Yes, yeah.
And then everybody else in like the surrounding area of like Pacific Islands and stuff like that were on alert. And I
Hmm.
remember seeing
Even
people,
Alaska.
yeah, yeah. And I remember seeing, I think I was scrolling through TikTok and it was people in Hawaii like live streaming, to
Yeah,
see like, and then nothing happened.
right. Yeah, I saw like the time lapse in Hawaii and I was like, I can't even tell what happened.
No.
So I mean, that could have, but that was not where she pointed on the map. So since
Yeah.
she pointed at the map, then, but yeah, I mean, I don't know if you saw this, like July 5th, like for us it was July 4th, I guess, but like a Indonesian volcano, like that massive volcano eruption. I thought at first that was starting what she predicted because that's closer to where she said.
Well,
Um,
and to be fair, that is that whole area on the Ring of Fire, you do have these smaller things that do happen before the big event.
right,
So, I mean, I'm not trying to give this lady any like credence or anything. I'm just saying that if it was 15 days from now or 15 days from the end of July or whatever, like, yeah, it's entirely possible that these are just little like inklings to the big thing that's going to happen for sure. I mean,
right.
because we've seen that
Yeah.
happen before.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, and there were two other big earthquakes in Indonesia, I guess, on the 14th. And then there was another one on the 23rd and the 24th.
Oh,
But
well,
they were inland. They didn't cause I mean, they just get stuff so much all the time. But it
yeah,
does lead to other bigger ones.
well,
So maybe it shook something loose and that's gonna happen later, but
15
not
days.
when she said. Yeah.
It's like
Well,
the girl. It's like the girl from the ring calling you. 7 days.
right. Oh my God. Yeah, I mean, if it happens like August 15th, I mean, I feel like that's close enough, but
I mean,
probably not.
yeah, but at the same time, well, don't get me wrong. If August 15th comes around and it's the exact spot that she pointed to on the map where it originated from, and there is massive destruction, I might have a little bit of like, okay, this lady might know what she's doing, or not know what she's doing,
Yeah,
but actually be receiving dreams that are actual warnings.
right.
But if you tell me 12 years from now that that happens, that there was a massive earthquake and a
Yeah.
tsunami hit, I'm going to be like, okay, that's what happens in that part of the world from time to time.
Well, yeah, right.
Right.
That happens all the time. Well, I was thinking though, because if it is the Yokohama dream, she said she had that from June to September. So I'm thinking it could be any time between June and September if it happens like, because there's not like one that's going to be the exact same day as the dream since she dreamed it so many times.
That's true.
So better watch out till not to cause any panic, listeners, if anyone's listening. Like, I don't want to say, because this did cause a lot of panic. Like, for since it got so big in the news, like, so many people canceled their trips for July for
Oh yeah.
Japan.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So it did cause a lot of problems.
For
But
sure.
yeah, when I was looking at the earthquakes and stuff, like the all the earthquakes that happened in July in the area, I saw like the Russia one, there were a lot of warning ones ahead of time. I don't know if anyone's familiar, but like there was one on the 20th that was 7.4
Oh shit.
already, like already big. Yeah, and it had one like before that happened as a warning and then it had three aftershocks on the same day. So like the 20th already had like five, and then there was another aftershock on the 22nd and on the 24th because of the
Mm-hmm.
7.41. So it's
Yeah.
already like leading up to it. And then the big one, yeah, was 8.8 on the 29th, and it had five aftershocks between the 29th and 31st. So I could have loosened stuff up, but yeah, I was just that was crazy that the tsunami, I guess it was 30 feet in Russia, but that area in Russia is pretty remote, so it didn't cause really any problems
Right.
still.
Yeah. And having the context, I wasn't aware of how big the actual tsunami was. And 30 feet is nothing to joke about, but over the course
Yeah.
of like going through the Pacific Ocean, like across deep water and stuff
Yeah.
like that, it's not too big of a
Right.
deal.
It didn't do
Yeah.
anything. Yeah. I guess this earthquake, the 8.8, it's now number 8 in the world's largest earthquakes since 1900 when they
Really?
started measuring it. Yep.
Hmm.
But the Japan one in 2011, that's like at number 4.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, I would assume that one was up in the top 5 at least.
yeah. It was like 4, 3 or 4. But yeah. Um, yeah, that's kind of it. We already talked about a lot of the stuff I already talked about, but just like the Ring of Fire again. Like her saying that there's going to be a big one that causes like a giant, like people have talked about the big one, like in LA, they talk about that. And at Japan too, outside of Nagoya, where I studied abroad, they always talked about there's going to be a big one in that area. Like they're
It
overdue.
Yeah, it's the same thing you hear about Yellowstone, the caldera that's
Yeah.
out there. It's
Oh,
it's
yeah.
it's any day, any day between now and the next 600,000 years it could go. It's like,
Right. Yep.
okay, like what do you want to do with
Fun.
that information? You
Right.
know?
Yeah. Well, and
And
Mount Fuji's the same, I guess.
yeah, and I mean
So,
the thing about it is, and I think that it, even if we did know the day it was going to happen, it's so catastrophic that you're not going to
yeah.
be able to do anything about it anyway. You know? So,
I guess you could evacuate the area if you knew
well, sure, but I'm talking
to
about
not
like,
die instantly. Yeah.
sure. Just to starve from, having a
Yeah. Right. Yeah,
hot
especially
ash.
the Yellowstone one. Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? It's like,
Right.
if some of these massive calderas were to explode, it's going to be a worldwide issue.
Hmm.
It's not just going to be isolated to the region. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, yes, the United States would get fucked up from that Yellowstone caldera exploding, but the wind currents are going to carry that all the way around the world, and someone's going to feel
Hmm.
it in some way, shape, or form, for
Hmm.
sure. So,
Yeah. Another ice age, I guess.
yeah, well,
Yeah. Well, so yeah, Mount Fuji, we just gotta wait for that one.
15
Next one
years.
would be 2036. Well, 15 years since 2021.
Okay.
So yeah, 2036, 2051, 2066, 2081, 2096, 2111, 2126, or 2141. Those are the options.
Oh, well, at least I'll only be alive for probably about uh, 4 of
Right.
those.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, that sounds like a big future problem.
yeah.
I guess I mean, the last time it erupted was 1707. And before that time had erupted, it had been dormant for 400 years. So we are kind of
Oh,
like getting
yeah.
close to it could pop off again.
Yeah. I don't know. It's one of those things, once again, like I said, though, it's like, what are you going to do about it? Even if you do know,
Yeah.
you know,
Right.
I
Because you
mean,
also don't know the type of, because there's so many different types of explosions it could have
yeah,
that's more devastating or not.
yeah. I mean,
So,
I think when people think of volcanoes and stuff like that, they think of like what they've seen on like National Geographic of like lava flows and, you know, something that's not really like an explosion pushing a bunch of dust and material into the air. And like the scariest part about like the Mount St. Helens one is like, and then the same thing like Pompeii is like the
yeah.
pyroclastic flow that happened of this like superheated ash that just like consumed, and it's like a rolling tide almost, and it's like you're fucked if you get caught in that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
You
you
know,
can't.
so
I mean, once you see it, you're already too late to
yeah,
get out away. Yeah.
yeah. So you might as well
So,
just, take it, and you're just gonna get buried by that shit and, suffocate and burn alive or whatever, you know.
yeah.
So I don't know, but good to know that
Yeah.
we have some options, I suppose. I like having options. I'll,
Right.
I'll
Yeah,
I'm gonna
just don't climb Mount Fuji those years.
Well, you know what, Sarah, listeners, maybe we should plan a trip in 15 years to go to Mount Fuji to climb it and see if it happens, and that would be the most epic way to go out.
Okay. Yeah. Climbing Mount Fuji is already rough.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think
So
I would want to do that anyway.
no,
You know,
but
you get to one of the close base camps to the peak, and it just goes off. It's like, thank God I was over this anyway.
right, yeah. Yeah, I already saw most of the views. Now I don't have to go down. This is
Ah,
great.
right, right. Good way to go.
Yeah.
So,
But yeah. I mean, yeah, she's one for 4 or 5, I guess.
eh,
So
it's not horrible,
pretty
I
good, I
suppose.
guess. Yeah.
But
I don't know.
considering the context of, I know this already happened, but this is what I dreamed.
Right.
So,
Yeah. Yeah, if we take out those, then she's 1 for 3.
hmm yeah. So I don't know. Now I I believe she believes for sure. I don't think it's true though.
Yeah. I mean, I guess there's also like when you tell the future, depending on how far in the future it is, like so many things change. So it's like you saw something that was the future in that moment that you saw it, but then so many years pass and all these factors change and then it changes the
Yeah.
outcome or whatever,
Yeah.
is one theory. So she could have seen it. I mean, obviously, would assume she dreamed these. I don't think she's making them up, I guess. But, they're just dreams. So
Right.
maybe once in a while they actually tell you something, but
Well, I would refer back to your episode where you talked about your dreams, and I'm telling you what, Sarah, I don't know what half of those would even actually mean. I think it's your
right.
mind just being crazy during that cycle
Yeah.
of REM.
Yeah. I had another dream last night. Can I
Let's get it. Let's hear it. I want to hear
segue
it.
into Well, just a lot of crazy stuff happened, but I just remembered mainly that I was with coworkers, like in packaging, whatever. I was doing the same job, but they gave me this like big loaf of bread that was like a pastry kind of bread, and I ate almost all of it until I was like, wait a second, I'm gluten free and I'm about to throw up or something. Like I should not have eaten this. And I was like, "Oh my God, I've just poisoned myself." And then and then the dream changed and I was like on a flying creature with like mom and some other people and it was like an airplane, but it was a creature and we were open air. And then she ended up falling off like over the ocean, but it was close enough to land that she swam to land. But then I was like, "Wait a second, that's not my mom because she can't swim." So I was like, "Wait, who are you?" That's all I remember.
Jesus Christ, man.
Yeah.
We need to figure out we need to hire a dream interpreter that's not super woo to
Oh
figure
my
out what the
God. And then
fuck.
bring him on? That'd be
That's
fun.
what I'm saying.
Yeah. All
Listeners,
right.
if you know anybody that can interpret dreams and they don't charge an arm and a leg, I would love to sit down and
Yeah.
talk to them on the show because that would be really, really interesting. And if you're full of
Right.
shit, I'm going to talk shit. So keep that in mind too.
Yeah.
So I hope you have thick skin if you're full of it. So,
You have to.
well,
Well, you don't have to, I guess, but
that's true. But,
but yeah,
well,
that's it.
yeah, it's, I think it's a bunch of shit if we're being honest. That's my
Yeah.
opinion.
It got so like in the news and like blown out.
It got sensationalized off of one thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
So felt like I had to talk about it, but looking
well,
at it for more than 30 minutes, it's like, okay.
it would have been awesome because listeners, full disclosure, we waited to do this until the end of
Yeah.
July just to see if this was actually going to happen. And
Mm.
like Sarah said at the beginning, thankfully nothing crazy did happen because you know, I don't want any loss of life or destruction of property or anything crazy from natural disasters more so than they already happen already. So
Yeah.
good that it didn't, but that's why we were waiting to see if
Right.
something did
To
happen.
see if it was true, yeah. But
So
no.
nope.
But I guess we'll update if it happens in August or September.
15 years from now, listeners, you will hear us talking about the
About
same
Mount Fuji.
about Mount Fuji and or that caldera that we were also talking about.
Yeah.
So we shall see. But in the meantime, Check us out on all our social media at The Paranoid Perspective. All those links will be down in the show notes below. Check out our Patreon, The Paranoid Perspective /patreon.com for some cool little perks over that way. And as always,
Remember, just because you're paranoid doesn't mean they're not watching. See you next time on The Paranoid Perspective.